What's up, guys? Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So Twinmotion 2025.1.1 is here, and it included a massive update that is going to completely change your experience when you work with grass in Twinmotion. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. So up to this point, scattering grass on surfaces has been a challenge. While there was a tool that worked fairly well for filling in grass geometry on larger surfaces like this one, it never really gave you super great results. It gave gaps, and if you ever had to do something like this, it was like the most painful thing ever, right? Because there was absolutely no way to get grass that actually went between pavers or anything like that. So that's the way that it was. Let's take a look at it in Twinmotion 2025.1.1. And by the way, you can download Twinmotion 2025.1.1 by going to the Epic Games launcher, going to Twinmotion, and downloading this newest version. Okay, so now in Twinmotion 2025.1.1, if you go to Materials, you go to 3D Grass, and you drag a 3D grass material on an object, this is going to come in here and it's going to automatically generate 3D grass wherever you have that material selected. This is massive because this result right here was absolutely impossible for me to generate before. And then you can come down here and you can adjust things like the scale of the grass, the size of the grass, other things like that. This is so huge and such a relief to see because adding grass has been such a painful thing. Now, one of the cool things about the grass feature that they have in here is, again, you're just applying it as a material. So if I drop it in here, notice how it's creating three-dimensional grass. You can set things like the type. So you've got flat, thin, straight, lawn, and field right here. You can adjust the type. You can adjust the scale of the grass that's generated in here, as well as the cut. So you can bring it down to make it shorter. Like, this is a massive, massive improvement. I am so happy to see this get added. There's also the ability to change the seed of the grass that's generated in case you don't like the way that it looks. So, right, if you look at this thin grass right here, you've got areas where you have gaps. Well, you can change the seed in order to get those gaps to show up in different areas right here. And so I am not going to lie, I'm not sure what the fuzziness is doing other than slightly changing the shade of the material right here. So I'm not sure on that one. And so note that you also have the ability to adjust the spawn angle. I'm not 100% sure what this means either, other than as I adjust that spawn angle, if I do it at certain angles, I get different gaps in here. So this is something you might want to play around with if you just want a little bit of like randomization or whatever. So random areas where this doesn't show up like this. Notice how that spawn angle in here is going to affect that. But then down below, we also have the option to change the color of the grass. So if we look at this grass right here and we scroll down, you can click on the option to enable, and you can adjust the colorization of this. So say that I wanted this color to be maybe a little more yellow or something like that. I can kind of adjust this over right here. Then you can adjust the amount that color is being applied in here. You can also adjust the amount of variation in the color as well. So you can use this to change the color of your grass, which can really allow you to get different looks depending on what you're trying to do, right? So like a darker green grass right here, I'm gonna go ahead and bring that color up, but you can use this in order to add some kind of color variation to your grass as well. And then miscellaneous, you can also affect if this is affected by the wind or the weather. But this is a massive, massive improvement to the way the grass works in Twinmotion. It was honestly one of the few reasons why I didn't really always recommend Twinmotion as a tool people could use, because it was so difficult to do conditions like this. This completely changes that, and I am super excited to see it. All right, so short video, huge feature. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this addition. If it changes your opinion about Twinmotion, I just love having that conversation with you guys. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.